myMCPS classroom quizzes are great to create customizable and easily differentiated assignments and assessments to send out to your students. So the way that I created this quick quiz was I went to myMCPS classroom, selected the course that I want this quiz to appear, and then selected quizzes from this side toolbar. Once you hit quizzes, you simply click this blue button to create a new quiz. So for this one, I wanted it to be about algebraic properties. So the way that I created this quiz was, you'll see, once you hit that blue button, you'll see a screen that looks like this, and I just gave the quiz a title. You can type in specific quiz instructions down here if you would like to, although it is not required. And then these are the different options you have for your quiz. You can assign it as practice or graded, or even as a survey. And these are all the options that follow. The way that this is easily differentiated is if you come down here, you can assign this to everybody or specifically select students you want to assign this to. You also have the option to make it due at a certain day and make it available from a certain date and time until another certain date and time. So once you have all of that, you can go ahead and save it or just go to questions and automatically start entering questions here. So for this question, what I did was I made this a matching question. So I created this image by actually typing this in an ActiveInspire flip chart and then screenshotted it and then embedded the image by using this feature right here. And then I typed the question actually below it. So what I wanted students to do was I wanted students to identify the algebraic properties that this student did in each step. So how did they go from the original problem to what is shown in step 1? So the way that I did this was down here, I listed the steps from 1 to 5, and then in order to create it as a matching problem, you have to correctly identify the answer for step 1 in the right-hand column, and so on. So once you do that, it's extremely important that you hit update question, because if you don't hit update question, unfortunately, it does not save your answers. Another question that I inputted on here, these are all the options you have. This is a fill in the blank question, but I actually recommend that you use fill in multiple blanks rather than fill in the blank, because by selecting fill in multiple blanks, you can easily identify where you want the blank to be. So this is what it would look like. The question will appear as the blank property of addition states that the order of the addends does not affect the sum. Where you want to put your blank simply needs to be wherever the brackets are. And you don't even have to put the answer there. It's just my recommendation so I know what word I want to appear there. Once you have the brackets, you come down here and you identify which set of brackets you want the answer to be, and you type in the correct answer. Again, please hit update question. The other really cool feature of myMCPS classroom quizzes is you can create question groups. So this actually right here, although this doesn't necessarily apply to the properties, I wanted to show you this. By creating a new question group, you can give it a title. So for instance, this one I called one-step equations. And you can select the number of questions you want it to create for you and the number of points for each question. So this is great because it essentially allows for myMCPS quizzes to generate questions for you. So the great thing about this is this allows for every student to get different questions, which will hopefully diminish cheating if that's an issue for you. So what I did here was I entered this as a formula question. And again, you want to use brackets. So since this is a one-step equation, wherever you have brackets, it will automatically assign a number for you. So for instance, this could appear as x plus 5 equals 4, and they have to identify what x is. I'm actually going to add an instruction that says identify the value of x. And then down here, as you notice, I have 2 sets of brackets. So for A, I can identify a range of numbers I want it to be. So the minimum number that this would be is -10, and the max number would be +10. And you can even assign a certain number of decimal places that you would like it to be. The great thing about this is since this is a formula question, the way that the students would calculate the answer is by doing B minus A. And that's what you need to type in down here. And again, you need to hit save. Once you do that, you can specifically generate a number of possible solutions. So for this question, there are 20 possible solutions that they will see. So again, hit update question. I'm going to save it, and then I'll show you exactly what this is going to look like. So you always want to preview it just to make sure that everything looks like how you want it to. So here's my first question. There's the image, there are the directions, and this is the matching question. So as you remember, here are my steps 1 through 5, and then from the drop-down menu, students will identify the property that happened going from the original problem to step 1. Once they have all those filled in, they will click next. And this is my fill in the blank question. So again, here's where they would type in commutative. Not communication, commutative. Once they type in their answer, again, they can hit next. So this is where the group, question group comes in. So as you remember, the original problem was x plus bracket A equals bracket B. And I identified the formula as the answer would be B minus A, which in this case, 7 minus negative 10 would give me 17. And there's 5 different questions that are going to appear. And each one, like we said it would be, is 1 point. Once students answer all those questions, they can hit submit. And the great thing is that it notifies them if they have some unanswered questions. After submission, I do have it set that they can see their answers, so they can look at them down here. So those are some of my favorite features from myMCPS classroom quizzes. I highly recommend that you get on here and you play with the different question types and the different features, because like I said, there are a lot of different question types. Multiple choice, true or false. Again, I recommend fill in multiple blanks rather than fill in the blank. Multiple answers is where they have to select all the correct answers. Matching I showed. Numerical answer is just where they're entering a number answer. They're not entering any words, it's just numbers. Formula question I showed. Essay is just a larger box for written responses. File upload is great if you want students to, let's say, solve their question on a whiteboard and then take a picture on their Chromebook and upload the picture. So those are the different question features on myMCPS classroom quizzes.